Okay. Okay. So this is the 3-minute video where I'm going to describe the answer to the questions, explain your research question, and how well is it going so far, and are there challenges and successes that I had. I'll share my screen to my where's it? My conference paper. So yeah. My topic is how to deal with stress, pre and post food ordering phase. So this basically means that people who've been like my keywords here, it's binge eating, stress, strategies, food ordering, um, will tend to think that ordering food would reduce stress. So like you get on the delivery app and you want to order something that you desire to eat. It could be at night or it could be in the evening, but many people think that it reduces stress because you instantly get what you want, right? But my argument is that no, it does not. It collects your stress, and it be impulsive. I mean, it's going to be coming out later. That stress is going to come out later in some period of time, especially after you order and then the food comes to your table, you eat it, and that's when it's going to actually hit you very hard. So my that was my research question, and my research is currently going well. I got my abstract, got my intro as well. Um, I've already I've already set this as Times New Roman with a 12 font and with two double spaced. So it's going well. And challenges, yes. So challenges will be um getting the right reference, I think. So currently I yeah, there's only 2 citations, but I'm gonna put the 7 citations that I did with my bibliography to show you my bibliography. Um, yeah. So there's a lot of I listened and took notes of a lot of podcasts by Dr. Andrew Huberman, who's Professor Huberman from Stanford. Um, yes, so the first two is peer reviewed, and it's basically a certain strategy that the author did in order to see how it relates with how binge eating relates with stress and if there's other factors. But my first reference is very out of date. That was my that was the reference limit. But the second one is very up to date. So it has very similarities but different method of approaching the actual measurements and experiments of subjects. But yes, I'm going to include a lot of more peer reviews. And wait, no. So my two most compelling pieces of evidence are actually the first two peer-reviewed publications that I chose for my bibliography. One is from Freeman Lisa and Karen. Their keywords match with mine: daily stress coping and dietary restraint and binge eating. Um, but again, this is very outdated because the paper covers information, as I said. references ranging from 1984 to which is a very long time ago. And at that time, there may be lack of technology, but to uh, elaborate how they did their method is they basically um, have self-reported measures, ecological monetary assessment, gather data. Some of these crafts that they had, it was kind of hard for me to kind of understand, but given the keywords and the relative relative subjects, I was more coping with the actual argument that they're trying to. It was good, and uh, limitations are yes. So the limitation for the first reference that I want to point out, the one that I chose was out of date. So obviously, throughout my um, paper, conference paper, I'm going to get some more peer-reviewed publications that are up to date. The second one, conversely, is up to date, is very recent. From there, they use a lot of references from 1996 to 2002, and I think I wrote it somewhere that it had many references, 40 references. Yes, 40. I'm pretty sure there was about 43 references. That's related with binge eating and stress, but mostly stress. So, um, I think the limitations would be like this topic. For it could be for like diabetic, who has a diabetic use in their health, or who has stress, or who has eating disorder. But uh, it really didn't contain the information that I really wanted, like ordering food, like ordering food focus, and how that psychology went in. I like how they talked about eating disorder, psycho psychopathology, and the mental health issues. So I think that was pretty relevant with what I really wanted to have as a reference. But the limitation was that I am focusing on ordering food, on that ordering phase where um, I would like to point out the things that a lot of people have stress on when they order food. But that wasn't really the focus of the paper. I have also searched for a lot of references in BYU library, but there weren't that focused. There weren't resources that were that focused on delivery and order. So that was my limitations. Um, so yes, contextualize these sources by stating where they likely appear. So my first two, I'm going to reference them on my intro. I'm pretty solidly going to put them as a reference in my intro about how there were previously, for example, for my first intro, previously there were these kind of methods and these kind of experiments that were done. And recently there were a research from Philippe Dallou's their research. It's more recent research, so I would put two researchers in my intro, and then say that that was what I found. And then in my body, I'm going to like discuss about a lot of things that were talked about in the podcast from Dr. Uh, Professor Herbert Huberman. And reliability, personal opinion. Yeah, so that's my personal opinion. Um, and it could raise questions. How does like mental health and delivery, how can that be related? Like I assume that that could be the questions. But I believe that delivery, I mean, putting in a nutshell, um, at the end of the day, you want if you want your food to be delivered to you, it means that you want something as quick as possible, right? But our compensation system in our brain, this is what I want to reference. This is why I want to reference a lot of podcasts from um, Professor Huberman, because he made a really good notation and about how our brain has this compensation system where if we get an answer too fast, our brain will cope with that speed. But that actually, and it depends on the quality of how you get the answer quickly, how you get what you want quickly. But if it's some if it's something just justifiable that it's considered bad, like fast food or something that's very unhealthy, it's going to give you depression. It's going to give you more stress at the end of the day. So, um, I think that could be a question that could be answered. How does delivery food would link with like stress and mental disorder and stuff? But yes, so that was I know this is like over 3 minutes, but that was my answer to my defending two sources of my 3-minute video. Thank you.